Hi, everybody. Today, we will talk about productivity. Online classes are about to begin. In fact, by the time this video is out, I think some of you have already been doing online. So, this video is dedicated to the students who want to be productive, how to manage your time, also to those of you who work from home. How do you make sure that it is productivity that you are targeting or achieving and not just activity? What is activity ba? Busy-busyhan. In other words, you get overwhelmed because of so many things that you need to do that at the end of the day, you ask yourself, was I just active or was I actually productive? Because I have told so many times, all the time I train, I would say activity is never equal to productivity. So, I'm going to teach you 3 productivity hacks for this trying times. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Number 1, you have to write the things you want to do in a day. So, here's the list. Now, how do you make this a productive day? Because these are just activities. I'll teach you a technique. First, I'm going to use my whiteboard. I'm going to teach you what we call the 4 quadrants. So, you have to divide, let's say, a piece of paper or maybe in the computer or a whiteboard, just like what I'm using. On top, you have to put urgent and then not urgent. And then on the y-axis, you have to write here important and not important. So on your y-axis, that's not important and important. And on your x-axis, you have urgent and not urgent. So now let's look at your list. Number 1 is cook. This is for the mommies or the daddies, whoever cooks in the house, right? Now, every day, our families eat. In fact, our kids are eating everything in the pantry. Correct? Right? Bilis maubos ng grocery. So, what do I suggest when it comes to cooking? First, is cooking important or not important? Obviously important because what will we eat? What will our families eat? Is it urgent or not urgent? This is the trick. You see, my style in cooking is I do it about once or twice only in a week. So I cook for good for 3 days or even for 1 week. Put them in little Tupperwares and then just store them in the freezer. If my kids want to eat or we have dinner, we just pop open a container, voila! Instant dinner, instant lunch. Plus, if they don't want to eat the same thing, all they have to do is get another container from the freezer. So I would consider cooking important but not urgent, that it has to be done within the day. Do you understand? Okay, so maybe the first time you're doing this, of course, it's important and urgent. But I can put it right now because I've already cooked for the family for the entire week last Sunday. So it's important but not urgent. Let's look at number 2. Work. Of course, we work from home. So we have emails, reports, and meetings. Let's break that down. Obviously, working from home is one Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday. Okay. How long do you read emails and respond to emails? You say, that depends. Oh, I get thousands of emails, whatever. Okay, let's say you want to do it in the first thing in the morning or the last thing at night or last thing before 5 p.m., right? Okay, my style is that I do it twice. One in the morning and before I turn off my work mode at about 6 p.m. What does that mean? My office also knows that once you give me an email, if it's like a bank cut off. Basta may cut off, they know that the response will be coming in at a certain time because that is being able to manage your time well. Of course, there are exceptions like those that are urgent emails. But if they were so urgent, you know what? They'd call you, correct? Okay. So I will put emails as they're important, but again, not urgent. So I'm going to put read emails here. What else? A report. Again, a report is important, but again, not urgent. Depends again on your deadline. If you are doing the report, every day, then it's not taking so much of your time. But for this purpose, just for this purpose, let's say the report is due tomorrow. Okay, fine. So let's just for this purpose, let's put it's an urgent report. Let's say it's a daily report kasi like a daily sales. Okay, whatever. Just put the report there. Meeting. Oh, yan. Because it's a set meeting, that's important and urgent. So that if you are an attendee to a meeting, then yes, it is important and urgent. If you are the ones who are calling for the meeting, who is calling for the meeting rather, then it's up to you where to put it because you're scheduling. I'm sure you're getting what I mean by this time. Family meals, of course, they're important, but again, not urgent. Why? Because it's easily scheduled, right? It's easily scheduled. So maybe you can put that it's okay. Now this is tricky. Sometimes you don't wake up all at the same time. So breakfast is not, together. Lunch, not so. But dinner, maybe, because it's a Filipino thing. So maybe dinner is important and urgent because you have to do it at the same time. But when it comes to breakfast and lunch, it's important. Well, I will always espouse that you eat 3 decent meals a day, right? Okay. So maybe you can put it as important and not urgent for breakfast and lunch, right? So you see the difference? Okay, what else? Watch TV or movie. Oh my gosh, this is probably the news and what? The Netflix or whatever. Come on, guys. That's not important and not urgent. So here you put watch TV or Netflix. Can you still see that? Okay, that's still seen on our screen. Great. So you tell me now, what's not important but urgent? For example, a phone call is urgent, but the response to the phone call may not necessarily be done by you, right? You just, so this can be a phone call. Let's say, yes, it's urgent because guess what? They're calling. Okay? All right. So, as you can see, you have now what we call the 4 quadrants and you've put all your activities here. Now, what do you do first? Of course, this is what you do. There. You see that? This is what you do first. The important and the urgent. Okay, can you see that? Okay. Maybe the light is... There you go. See? So that's what you do. Now, if it's important and not urgent, then you can do later. So this is do later. Okay? There. Do later. And then, quadrant 3 is what you call you can decide. What do you mean decide? You decide, are you doing it or are you delegating it to other people to do? And watch TV and then don't. If you feel overwhelmed, then don't do this anymore. But if you tell me, but that's my relaxation, whatever, put that at a certain time. The topic here is productivity. Okay? Not, how do you do me time. The concern that we're talking about today is a productivity. So in that way, you are able to organize what to do in a day. Now, if you're students, because I'm also talking to students, remember, this is also very important. For example, you have a class. Obviously, that's important and urgent. You have to attend it. That's tantamount to a meeting with the oldies. Okay? Now, a report, I'm sure it's not done in a day because it's a homework, it's research. So it's important but not urgent. Now, when you do your social media, guess what? Where you put it? Not important, not urgent. Okay, because that's your social media, your YouTube, etc. Now, what's quadrant 3 for students? Not important but urgent. Again, maybe somebody calls you, somebody needs you to do a chore. So it may not be important in your book, but it's probably important in someone else's book. Okay? So productivity hack number 1, use the 4 quadrants so that you don't get crazy in the day. Let's go to productivity hack number 2. Now, I'm shooting this at Ada's room and we have positioned her furniture perfectly for this online class. You know why? If you notice, I'm gonna take this out. Tcharam! The bed is behind her desk. When you do your online work or online classes, please set a space for yourself. The space must be well lit. It must be not cluttered. Only the things that you need, like pens, papers, but make it clear. You know, in 5S, if you don't know 5S, look it up. It's a Japanese way of cleaning things and decluttering. It's not the Marie Kondo way, it's a 5S way. I'll discuss it in another video. But they said that you must only have 5 things on your table. That is how clean the table must be so that you are able to focus. So one thing that you need to do, my dear students, is to position your table that your bed is behind so that you are not tempted to take a break and lie down and sleep, or even take that laptop of yours and study on the bed. My dear kids, sorry, I don't agree on studying on the bed. Okay, that's mommy TJS talking. So position yourself, as I've said, with your own space. But very important, the bed must be behind you. Now you're gonna tell me, especially the parents who are working from home and they're working in their rooms, what if we cannot move the bed, TGS? Our house is just small and the bed is right beside us. Okay, what do? You clutter your bed. You fill the bed with so many things, books, things that you don't like. Just cleaning your bed is such a chore. So you don't want to go near your bed. Don't make it like as clean as possible. Very inviting to sleep and take a break. No. Make a mess of the bed so that it will discourage you from using it. Okay? Alright, now let's go to productivity hack number 3. Productivity hack number 3 has something to do with understanding that sometimes some of our work or reports is actually boring, right? They're actually boring. And you get demotivated. So what do I suggest? Work on 2 projects at the same time. Oh, you're surprised. There's a project A and the project B. Why? So you're focused, project A. Some people are so focused and then all of a sudden, poof, I'm just tired. But I look at my clock and there's still time to work and I don't want to waste it because I'm that kind of person. So what do? You go to project B so that you have a different take on that project. Your brain is fresh again for that project because obviously your brain is already tired on project A, correct? So the creative juices are no longer flowing. It's dead, okay? So work on something else. So that by the time, fresh ideas, what else? You have fresh energy, okay? And it doesn't necessarily mean it's always a break. Otherwise, you will find yourself always getting pulled by breaks. Oh, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna drink, I'm going to visit first my social media. It's a break. We're talking about productivity here, my viewers. So, work on something else. Now, my suggestion is that your project B is a passion project, something you're always excited about, something that you really want to do, something that you look forward to. Like after giving your all your energy with project A, you still have that energy to do project B because it's a passion project. Now when I say a passion project, it means maybe if you are fond of baking and you're tired of project A, okay, I'm going to do first one sushi bake, a dozen cupcakes first, and then I'll go back to project A. Do you understand? To make it a passion project, because this passion project is not necessarily the same activity as project A. I'll give you an example. When I work, and let's say I would design training modules. So I'm on my computer, right? And I'm super focused. And then all of a sudden, boom, I've run out of ideas. I'm not feeling it. I feel that I'm just dragging the words and just trying to fill up my PowerPoint just to finish it. And then at the end, it's not gonna be good. So what I do is I stop. I take a breather, literally a breather, meaning I go, and then I work on my passion project. What's my passion project? Secret. It's my second book. So yes, my dear viewers, I am working on my second book. That's my passion project. Watch out for it. I don't know when I'm gonna finish it. I'll try to bring you to that journey with me as well. But that's for some other time. Alright? So in summary, our productivity hacks for working from home moms and dads and our dear students who are doing online. Number 1, do the 4 quadrants. Number 2, set your own workplace. And that means separate the workplace of the parents and the students, all right? And finally, number 3, work at 2 projects at a time. You will double your productivity in no time. So, have a productive week. That's the goal. See you soon.